What makes one podcast episode get 200 downloads and another get 200,000? It is not always the biggest guest. It is not always the best mic. And it is definitely not just luck. In the next few minutes, I am going to break down 5 angles that make podcasts go viral. And more importantly, how beginners can actually use them. Because viral podcast growth is rarely random. It usually comes down to a few repeatable triggers. The first angle is clarity. If someone sees your episode title and immediately thinks, "Oh, I get why this matters," you are already ahead. People do not click because a topic is complicated. They click because it feels clear, relevant, and maybe a little irresistible. For example, compare marketing trends discussion versus why your Instagram posts are not getting views and how to fix it. The second one works because it promises a specific payoff. That is useful for beginners because you do not need to be famous. You need to be understandable. The best viral podcast episodes create an open loop in the brain. They make people feel like there is a missing piece they need to hear. That is why titles with contrasts, secrets, mistakes, or surprising outcomes perform so well. Examples: the habit that helped me double my productivity. Why most new podcasters quit after 3 episodes. What I learned after interviewing 100 founders. This works because humans are wired to resolve uncertainty. If your episode hints at a lesson, a reveal, or a mistake people want to avoid, they are more likely to listen. A podcast goes viral when listeners do not just enjoy it, they want to send it to someone. That usually happens when the episode does one of 3 things. It makes them look smart, it solves a painful problem, or it says something they have been thinking but could not articulate. For example, a great episode on burnout might get shared in a group chat because someone thinks, "This is exactly what my friend needs." That is the mechanism behind virality. The episode becomes socially useful. So ask yourself, who would share this and why? If you can answer that clearly, your content becomes much more powerful. Virality is not only about reach, it is about trust. People are more likely to click and listen if the speaker feels credible. That does not mean you need a celebrity guest. Credibility can come from experience, results, or even a really specific point of view. For example, a financial advisor who helps freelancers manage irregular income, a fitness coach who specializes in busy parents, a founder who built a business from zero to profitable in 12 months. Specific credibility beats vague authority. That is useful because beginners often think they need a huge audience first. In reality, they need a sharp, believable angle. The final angle is usefulness. People love content that feels entertaining, but they remember content that helps them do something. That is why viral podcasts often include frameworks, checklists, mistakes to avoid, or step-by-step advice. A strong episode should leave the listener thinking, "I can use this today." For example, instead of just talking about productivity, give a 3-step routine. Instead of talking about content growth, explain how to make 5 clips from one episode. Instead of talking about interviews, show how to ask better questions. That practical payoff creates retention, which helps the algorithm, but it also builds loyalty. So if you want a podcast episode to have viral potential, think about these 5 angles: clear idea, curiosity, shareability, credibility, and useful payoff. The real secret is that viral podcasts do not try to be everything. They make one strong promise, and they deliver it in a way people care enough to pass on. If you are just starting out, do not chase fame. Chase clarity, usefulness, and a reason for people to talk. That is where momentum starts. What makes a podcast go viral? 5 angles every beginner should know is just one small part of podcasting 101. If you are interested, our full free podcasting 101 course is linked in the description.